All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to this special event. I am Clint Rogers. I'm the proud principal here, and we have one of our awesome students. She is one of the representatives to the school board. Miss Ava Tatro is going to lead you in tonight's ceremony. So let's welcome Ava. We're now going to say the Pledge of Allegiance to get us started here. Slight change of plans, so. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, here you go, Ava.
All right, once again, I'm Ava Tatro, and our first speaker today is Mayor Brandt. So if he's here, oh, there you are. All right, here you go. Of course, no problem.
Well, good afternoon. You guys should all take a couple steps forward so you can see this. Go ahead. Come on up a little bit closer. I'll move closer also. First of all, I want to comment, I love the theme, We Belong. We're part of a school system and we're part of a community. And in my first 5 weeks as mayor, I've realized how divided people can be in neighborhoods and just about everything. And I think this really promotes the theme of everybody being part and belonging to that community. One of my themes and things I campaigned on was cleaning up Antigo. And I'd like to replace a lot of things in Antigo with things like this that really beautify and bring us together. And I'm just looking at all the history here that we can walk around and every day probably pick up something new off of that really makes a statement about what our community is about and what's brought us to where we are today. So I want to thank the artists that participated in this, the school district for helping sponsor it, and it's bring kids, grandkids, visitors here to see a lot of the history of Antigo and what we're all about. So thanks for coming out to enjoy this and be a part of the community.
Okay, now we have President Pyatt. You're up, dude.
Well, what a beautiful day that we have to celebrate this legacy mural. And the students, the staff, and a lot of community members have worked, Connie can probably tell us how many hours, but countless hours, not only on this mural, but on all of the elementary schools where they all are. And as I look at this mural, it's not just the students and the staff of the district, but I also see businesses on here too. So I want to thank all of the businesses that did participate in coming together to make this community a place where we belong. 15 years ago, my family and I, we moved to this community from the Show Me state of Missouri. And for the last 15 years, you folks have made us belong to Antigo and to Langlade County. And to that, I'm very thankful. And but all of the hard work and the labor of this is behind Connie, and I just want to personally thank her. She came to the board Monday night meeting and made a presentation, did an outstanding job there. Thank you for all of your hard work. To Mr. Rogers and the staff here at the high school, let the students and the staff know how much we appreciate their hard work and labors that are here. What a beautiful piece of art that's out in the front of our school that we can be proud of as a community with the heading that we belong. We're in a time in a world where a lot of people have a hard time belonging somewhere. And I'm glad 15 years ago, you made this guy and my family feel like a part of and belonging in this area. Way to go. Let's go, Red Robins.
Thank you. All right, the artist behind the scene, now we have Connie Greeny.
Thank you. Well, you can always ask me questions after this. That would be fine with me because I really like to hear questions and I love to give answers. There are lots of things that happened all along the way, sometimes changing my vision of what might be here. But the main thing is the students started the project in a way because we asked them to do drawings of what they thought it would look like or feel like to belong to the community. So starting from ground zero, pre-K up to the high school, I had lots of pictures laying on the floor in my studio, going through and sorting. And then some of the elementary teachers sent me bulletin boards that they created with their pictures. And so all of the elements, the colors, the designs, the shape, the hands, the family idea, the holding hands, many things went into it, including the trails that represent 5 trails in Anago. They are the brown colored trails. When you come up and look, they are rectangle shapes that actually have names of the families in the community. And so if you walk around and look at how it spreads out on all sides, it also represents the colors of the soil. So there's agriculture in here. There's one of the murals inside has, I think it's this one, has a large potato on it, which is the main, one of the agricultural products around here. Then there are little messages of all kinds of different things, including there is an emerald dragonfly that is native to this area, and they have these flights back and forth to Door County. This is the only place in the world they are. I learned that from one of the teachers here. I didn't actually know that before. So I'm also getting an education about different things in Anago. I drove around and looked at lots of different things as part of trying to design this. So the organizations and businesses on the sides and in the middle represent the sponsors who help pay for the expenses to make this happen. And they believe that the idea of belonging together and working together and networking was really good. We have the oldest person in Anago is 101. Her name is Breezy. Her handprint is up there. And there's also a young child's handprint as well, and there's handprints on different murals throughout the city on these school murals. I'm trying to think what else is really important. There were so many different groups of people that worked together to make this happen. The outside edges, the corner tiles, were made by All Saints students and workers at VOM and their families. So your family name might be up there, so make sure you check it out, because in some cases people made the names on the rectangle shapes for their neighbors because they knew their neighbors couldn't come. So, and if someone did not participate, we solved the problem in a couple of ways. One is there are spirals made of glass gems. So those spirals represent the people who maybe couldn't be here to participate. So those are gems in the community as well. And the idea of a mosaic, when I look at you, you all have different colors, different faces, different styles. You are a mosaic as well. So what I've told quite a few of the kids is that, you know, we put it all together. And a 3rd grader a few years ago at one of the projects I did said, what is grout? Grout is what holds the tiles together, and it's kind of like love that holds us together, because we're like a community. And I'm like, 3rd grader, you got it. So I passed that on a little bit. And with the other schools that I've done earlier today, the kids had some fantastic answers for what they learned working on this project. So if you're around any children that maybe were in one of the schools, you might want to ask them what they learned, because we talked about the ripple effect. Everything you think, say, and do affects everything else. So that's on each mural. And we also talked about the spiral being growth, growing physically, mentally, or intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. So we all need to continue growing in those ways. All right, I don't have anything else. If you have questions, please ask.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone, please welcome Miss Limke, who is an art teacher here at HS.
Thank you so much, Ava. Yeah, so I was officially named the project coordinator for all of this, and I know way back, a couple Octobers ago, the reason that this all started was myself and Justin Markgraf were at the Wisconsin Art Education Association conference, and we just needed a table to sit at, and I met Connie through just sitting at a random table and meeting people brand new. And that's when Mark Graff was like, okay, we got to do what Connie's all about, because absolutely our community needs it. And I love that we now have a visual representation of all of the hard work and also all of the like growth and belonging that we can all have here together, and of course beyond, even if we end up somewhere outside of Antigo. I think that's important for especially our young students. Yep, I know you're all going different places, you're graduating, but I know you've always got a home where you belong to, and I really, really, really hope that that is something you can take with you. And aside from all my yammering here, I do want to just really, really, really thank all of the people here and all the people who couldn't make it, who definitely had a crucial part in making this happen. Everyone in the district, the staff, the students, all of the support staff, of course. We really appreciate the time. I know it was kind of a lot to get here, and so I really appreciate the flexibility and being able to get everyone involved. All of the AVA folks, I know Will Wisbrocker, Dana Gabriel, the Brabazons, the Zaluskis helped out. Thank you guys. Everyone who had a big hand in this, it was hugely, hugely important, and I'm really glad that we now have the fruits of our labor. So thank you to everyone. Oh, our department too. I know Lori Tischendorf, Tanya Harden, Justin Markgraf, and myself. I know we were also working behind the scenes all year. So again, a huge thank you. I know I'm forgetting people, and I really, really appreciate everyone who came out today. So with that, I believe we're ready for our grand event here. Ava, I'll turn it over.
Thank you. Good job. At this time, I would like to welcome back Mr. Pyatt to cut our rope.
Miss Lemke, can you come up too, please? Come on up there, Mr. Markgraf. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give them a countdown from 5. Mr. Pyatt, on 1, and you'll count, all right? Let's give them the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We did try to get a big shears to do the cutting, but we gave a little trial run here before, and it didn't work well. But one more thing before I pass it on to Ava for dismissal. Jake Leiterman is our Buildings and Grounds Director, and I know he couldn't be here tonight, but throughout the process of getting this done, we had some awesome weather, and I kept telling people it was because Mr. Leiterman was handling the weather. And he did a great job for us today here again. But he was prepared to cover it up in case we needed some shelter from either too hot a sun or rain or anything like that. But we had just beautiful weather for all of it. So please thank Mr. Leiterman and thank our custodial staff. I know Jeff and Lance and Jimmy, they were doing a lot of the muscle work behind some of the excavating here. And I thought that was just... They were super helpful and super awesome, so thank them when you see them.
Shout out to Mike. We also want to have a big shout out to Mike, our metals teacher. He's the one who transported the unit from Tigerton. Is that right? Placed it, stored it, all that stuff, had the banner cut. Couldn't have done a lot of this without you, Mike. Thank you.
And Mr. Parizek, he just seems to be behind the scenes in everything that we do here. So nice job, Mr. Parizek.
All right, there will now be refreshments and cupcakes inside, so go get some. They're really good. Oh yeah, the high school mural is also inside, so that's also pretty cool.
Right inside those